Hi, I'm FedExGanon. Hi, hello, hi. Alright, thank you for bearing through the incredibly awesome bitmap image opening. As I said in the beginning, I'm FedExGanon, and this is the beginning of a boss rush video series where I take you guys through every boss in Dark Souls 3 with my Ganondorf cosplay, because I'm awesome like that. Now, the point of this isn't just to go, look at how awesome I am because I can play Dark Souls as Ganondorf. The point of this is actually to be a little bit instructional. I'm going through New Game Plus with this Ganondorf build to try to show you exactly what all the bosses do and give some people some help who are having some trouble. First, since this is the opening, I'm going to give a quick introduction. Here's my Ganondorf character. As you can see, there's his face. Oh, I'm Ganondorf. Oh gosh, I'm so evil. Ugh. I'm going to go ahead and open up, show you the equipment that I'm using. I'm using the Black Knight Greatsword +5. My character is largely balanced because I figured that way Ganondorf could use heavy weaponry and use dark magic. I figured it was fitting. So that's what we're going in with. The spells that I'm using are Deep Protection and Black Fireball. So this is Iudex Gundyr, and I looked it up. It is properly pronounced Iudex, which stands for Judge. I guess you could call this Judge Gundyr. A couple of quick notes about the fight. If you're playing on PC, it can get a little laggy because the game's going to be having a fun time rendering the water on the ground. Also, be wary of the terrain behind the boss. There's not a lot of it back there, but you can fall off. There's really not much to say in terms of introduction of this boss. It's the first boss of the game. This can be a stopper for a lot of people who are playing the game for the first time. Newbies to the Dark Souls series that I know of have gotten stuck here for a little bit. So let's get into it real quick. Let's talk about the boss's attacks and how to avoid them. Alright, so the first move we're going to talk about is this wide swipe into this ground pound. Pretty easy to avoid. To avoid the wide swipe, just dodge right there. And then after he does the ground pound, you can either dodge left or right. It doesn't matter which. Be careful though, the range on that wide swipe is ridiculous. Right here, he's going to show off these pokes that he's got. These pokes can basically combo into each other. Just dodge inside and to either side of him, you'll get through the attack. Here's another angle, slowed down. Now here you're going to see the wide swipe go into a shoulder check. The shoulder check is a huge pain in the ass because it comes out incredibly fast and kind of just throws your character off balance without even doing that much damage. In this situation, if you dodge in to avoid the wide swipe, you're probably not going to get hit by the shoulder check and you can move in after that. Now here you're going to see this little running leap. This running leap is a little intimidating, or at least it can be until you realize you can literally just turtle around his right side and avoid it entirely. That's it. That's all you need to do. Gundyr also has a grab. It comes off of his left arm and goes right in front of him. If you get hit by the grab, it'll do a decent amount of damage and toss you across the map. So, best avoid it if possible. Clearly you can dodge it by, again, just turtling around his side. He's also got this leap of faith right here. There's plenty of telegraph to this move, so you definitely don't want to get hit by it, because if you do, you're going to take a lot of damage. But right before he lands, if you just dodge towards him, you'll go underneath him, and you'll get a huge opportunity for damage right afterwards, as you can see here. And now you're ready to begin Phase 2. At about half health, Gundyr will spawn this black blobby dragon thing on his back, and he comes out swinging. So as soon as you see him transform, this giant claw will appear, and it'll slam down first and then swing across. Make sure you avoid all of that. Alright, the first attack we're going to showcase for Phase 2 is just a head swipe. The dragon head stays on his right, your left, so just avoid it by going either into the attack or keeping your distance. Here's something he likes to do a lot in this phase if you keep your distance. You'll see him slam his claw into the ground, use it as support to leap across the stage, and then he'll do one of a couple different attacks. He's got a swipe and a poke like that. Avoid them the same way you would in the first phase, whether you're dodging in or behind him. Here, he's got a leaping ground pound sort of attack. The rule here is very simple. You see him jump up that high, get out of there. If you can't run out fast enough, dodge right before he lands. Here's another thing you'll see a lot from Phase 2. He's going to do a lot of the same attacks from the first phase, whether it be the poke, the wide swipe, or the shoulder charge. But he'll start by supporting his claw, using his claw on the ground to support the rest of him, and then charge forward a little bit faster. The rules for dodging this attack are the exact same as they were before. The telegraph is just different. So here's an example of one of the claw-supported swipes that leads into a swipe from the claw itself. Real quick, I don't advise trying to keep your distance to avoid the second attack, because as you can see, it has ridiculous range. So my advice, dodge it. Here you'll see him go in for a sort of stab and lift. I apologize because I couldn't get a good angle on this, but the idea for dodging it is the same as it was before. He's also got a very simple claw pound. It's hugely telegraphed and easy to avoid. Either dodge into it on your right or step to the left. He's also got this thing where he just kind of opens his mouth and pounds his face into the ground. It does a decent bit of damage and it's got some pretty short range, so either keep your distance or dodge around it. He's also got this really quick swipe that has very short telegraph. I have no idea what it does because I didn't get hit by it, so my assumption is just to dodge in or keep your distance. So Gundyr's little Durgan head decides he's hungry and wants a little snack. Do not get hit by that grab. If you do, even if you're on New Game Plus, it does a decent bit of damage, so watch out for it. Now that we've covered all of his attacks, let's discuss a quick strategy that'll help us do our best to die less. Alright, so the big thing about Gundyr is all of his attacks can be basically pulled off in any kind of combo. Think about everything that we've gone over, and consider this. He can almost essentially start and end with any one of those different attacks in differing succession. So the idea is, once you dodge a strike, figure out whether or not you can get in and get a quick little nibble, like one attack, or see if he's going to stop based on his telegraphs, and see if you can go in and get a couple different combo hits. That's essentially the gist of this entire fight. There's some dumb stuff that you can get away with in terms of dodging his lance by not even rolling, but for the most part, you're going to be watching the telegraphs on his hits and figuring out what kind of combo you can pull off after that. Another thing, if you have the fire bombs, you can aim at his head. You can throw the fire bombs at his giant dragon head in Phase 2. If you need to heal, when you're standing farther away from him, you can either heal at the distance, there's a chance he'll charge at you and you'll get hit by something coming in from far away anyway, or, in my personal opinion, as always with the Dark Souls games, instead of going in for an easy opportune hit when you dodge a big one, take your heals then. Also, for your first time going into the fight, after you pull the coiled sword out of his chest, go behind him and you can get free 2 heavy charged hits. And now, without further commentary, a clean, quick run of the fight. Alright, so clearly with a New Game Plus build, this fight is an absolute joke. Either way, that's it. That's all there is to Gundyr. Look forward to me releasing a video about Vort sometime here in the near future. And I'll see you around. FedExGanon out.